Hi, y'all. Boy, look at that lady right there. She is not happy. She is miserable. She is eating herself up alive. Eating, like her mind is torturing her. And her mind is torturing her because of choices that were made from a low vibrational energetic field. So she got stuck in some kind of exhaustion. She had her energy dropped. She was drained. She was in a low vibrational place of dark, sludgy energy and made choices and decisions based on that. When we make choices and decisions, it's not a big deal. Again, guys, it happens all the time. Well, I say it's not a big deal, but okay, I'm going to scratch that. Actually, it is. When we make choices and decisions based from a low energetic vibrational place, we create a lot of harm. And she's probably feeling like some of the harm that she's created, some of the things that have happened, some of the choices that were made, some of the words that were said, the outcomes, the consequences of some of the actions, and how many people were affected by them. Take her off, right? So that happens. We get into a low vibrational energetic state, and then we act accordingly. We say things we don't mean. We harm people. We hurt people. We hurt ourselves. We make unhealthy choices. We make unhealthy choices when it comes to people around us, when it comes to work, when it comes to our loved ones, when it comes to our kids. I would like to say this to you right now. This is not your fault. And I know some of you are like, it is my fault. I made those choices and you're not getting me off the hook that easy. Something. They want to hold on to that guilt. They want to hold on to that past. They want to hold on to that hurt. They want to keep reliving it, revisiting it, re-hurting themselves over and over and over. You may as well go take a knife from the kitchen to stab yourself. Just go do it. It might be easier and less painful. Seriously, you can at least stitch that up. When you torment your mind over choices and decisions that you made in your past, you are just doing that, torturing yourself. You are not loving yourself. You are not taking care of yourself. So choices and decisions were made in your past that hurt. For the guilt, for us to feel guilty about them, probably something pretty crappy happened. We hurt someone. We said some stupid stuff. We behaved like a fool. I don't know. Like for me, I'm trying to think of where my guilt comes from. If I wasn't feeling healthy and I took that out on my kids, or wasn't there like I needed to be there, didn't make the phone call when I needed to make a phone call, let my pride get in the way, which caused the damage of a relationship. Actually, that happened with my best friend, Natalie. I mean, I love her so much. She's my little angel over there. I have guilt here with this still to this day, but I at least understand what it is and where it came from, and why I behaved that way. So I was in a lower vibrational energetic field due to my unhealthy environment. I was not doing my light working. I was not doing my meditations. I was not doing my healing work. I was only working in an environment that was also a low vibrational energetic field. I was surrounded by people that were of a lower vibration. Circumstances were all vibrating low. And here's my beautiful friend with me. And we had the babiest little misunderstanding, miscommunication. It was nothing. But because of my low vibrational state, and actually her low vibrational state, we allowed ourselves to be separated over nothing, over pride, over hers and mine, over when you get stuck in a low vibrational state, you attract low vibrational circumstances, low vibrational experiences, low vibrational words, low vibrational energy. And that's what happened. So we separated over nothing. I mean, if I even told you guys, it was just the stupidest thing ever. My pride was like, you know what? I'm going to let her do her thing. You know, my pride told me that. My energy told me that. But I also felt my energy wasn't like healthy enough to really be around her right now. And I feel like she felt the same way. Is that really an excuse? So it turns out she died. She died. And I was supposed to be there. She had stopped her cancer treatment, but she just seemed so healthy and vibrant. She was young. She was beautiful. We were meditating and praying, and she was just so young and beautiful. How could she have died? And I didn't even get a phone call. No one even called me because we were that separated over nothing. And furthermore, she had asked me to help her with her estate, had asked me to help her with her daughter, and I wasn't there. So she relied on an untrustworthy person. Due to her low vibrational state, she attracted a low vibrational energy, which came in, messed her estate, messed with her daughter. Oh, they had to, oh. Yeah. So I know it. You know how this, I know. Look, here she is. This is how I feel when I think about that. How could I have let that happen? Why didn't I call her? Why didn't I reach out to her? Why did my pride get in the way? So I get it. But what can I do right now? Alive or not? How do I cannot physically go back in time and undo what was said. I cannot physically go back in time and call her. I can't even say I'm sorry now because she's not even here. I mean, she's here. She's with me. We're good. But she's on the other side now. You know, what can I do? I can learn from that lesson and never let my pride get in the way again over a low vibrational shitstorm. I can do my meditations. I can keep my energy healthy so that I never have to put anyone in my life to experience something like that again. I can make amends now. You know, I'm close with her daughter now. I look out for her daughter now. And I gotta let this go. Because if I continue to go back and say, what is wrong with you? Why didn't you call her? Why didn't you do those things? And then I'm just like, oh my God, now I'm exhausted again. Oh, because I'm beating myself up over something that cannot be fixed. Cannot be fixed. But we have choices to make right now. What can I do right now to heal what has been done? I cannot live with that guilt because that guilt wants to drop my energy, which is what got me in the sick circumstance to begin with. That's not healthy. So if I let my guilt come in and beat me up over not being there for her daughter, over not making that phone call, over her dying alone, and trust me, my head has told me everything. But that further drops my energy, further takes me away from my purpose, further hurts my soul, which then makes me hurt other souls, which then makes me spread negativity, which is the whole reason why we got in this mess to begin with. Or I can choose to say that situation will never happen again, no matter what. I will love those people. I will make that phone call. I will not let my pride get in the way. I will not let me be separated from true love and people in my life, no matter what energetic state they're in. I will not turn my back on someone again. I will never let someone die alone again, ever. I don't care how irritating they are, how frustrating they are, or what kind of low vibrational pattern they're in. I will never walk away from those that I truly love underneath the irritation of a low vibration. Okay, so holding on to guilt will hurt you. It will only hurt you. And it will feed the low energy and the darkness. And it will hurt the people around you because let's say the guilt is in a relationship. And now you're bringing guilt into a new relationship. So now this person's all like, I love you. And you're like, I don't know, I feel really guilty about all the terrible things that I've had happen. So you're looking at that person like, you could never really love me because you don't really know me, because I'm a really shitty person because of the shitty things I've done. You don't even want to be my friend. That's what guilt tells you. You don't want to be around me because I've done horrible things. That's what guilt tells you. That's what low energy tells you. That's what the darkness tells you. Because again, it's like, give me my energy, bring it to me, give me light worker. Because if you are not in the light, you are not healing. And guess who's winning? If you are not in the light, because of the low vibration got a hold of you, and now it wants to keep you, you are not calling your neighbors and your friends and sending love and peace. You're not calling your best friend even though you guys got into a little tiff. You're not calling your sister because something happens. You're not reaching out to your mother, your father. You're not reaching out to your neighbors because you're just so guilty and you're just like turning in on yourself and you just want to die, really. At some point, guilt can take you into a really, really dark place. So find that guilt. If you have it, whatever you have it, wherever it's coming from, and let it go, release it, learn. I see a card, memories of love. So we have to go back and say, okay, I didn't make those healthy choices then, but I'm going to make the healthy choices now, and I'm going to learn my lessons, because I'm not going to let this situation happen in vain. I'm not going to let this situation go unnoticed, go undeveloped, right? So if I had to lose my best friend in the last days of her life so that I will gain this lesson. I will never not gain the lesson I needed to, because she will not have died alone for nothing. And that situation that you went through is not for nothing. So what is it for? Because it's not here to hurt you. I can promise you that. It's not here to tell you how terrible you are. That's the opposite of what's supposed to be doing. That's the other side talking to you. Don't let them win. Okay? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to read. So that's when I see guilt, you know, it's in the mind, okay? It's in the past. We got to feel what that feels like inside of our soul, because it's only us who can get rid of it. It's only us here that can transmute it. And a lot of times we have to forgive ourselves. Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of forgiveness that has to happen with this card, because there's a whole lot of judgment. And there's a whole lot of unmet expectations. There's a whole lot of pain that came with this card that got you here to this guilty existence. And so you have to forgive. And that's really not so easy, but you know what? Meditate on it. So I start small. What can I forgive? Well, I can forgive. I have to forgive the situation because it's already happened. I have to accept that it's happened and forgive it. I have to try to forgive myself for the role I played in creating this situation. I'm going to forgive myself for dropping my energy low and allowing my words to align with that, because that hurt someone. I'm going to forgive her for not calling, because I also have a little bit of resentment there too. Like, she didn't call me either. I didn't know she was dying. I didn't know. She didn't call me, you know? So there's a lot of things that have to be forgiven and accepted. And then from there, we can start to unpeel the layers of the circumstance and the situation and find the love and the nugget of peace and the lesson that's underneath it. All right, here we go. Guilt is one of the most destructive emotions in which we get caught. If we have wronged another or gone against our own truth, then of course we will feel bad. But to let ourselves be overwhelmed with guilt is to invite a migraine. Okay, so if we have wronged another, like I did, or gone against our own truth. So gone against our own truth, that's the key thing too. So remember, we have these ideas of like, my truth was that I was a friend. I should have been there. I was her best friend. I needed to be with my best friend at the end of her life. Like, that's my truth. And I went against my truth and my values and my core, my belief systems. Then of course we will feel bad. Okay. But to let ourselves be overwhelmed with guilt is to invite a migraine. So don't let that take over your life. Don't let that energy dwell in your system. It will make you very sick and create dis-ease in your energetic field, which creates disease in thy body. We end up surrounded by nagging clouds of self-doubt and feelings of worthlessness, to the point where we cannot see any of the beauty and joy that life is trying to offer us. All we see is through the lenses of guilt, through the eyes of guilt. So while we can see a beautiful flower, how can we be happy because of the terrible things that have happened? That rose is just a stupid freaking flower. It's just a stupid rose. It's stupid because you're just miserable because of all the terrible things you've done and the terrible things that have happened. We can't see anything anymore. We can't see the water. We can't see the sun or the clouds. We can't see people. We can't see anything because all we see are lenses filtered through guilt. And guilt isn't the only thing that manifests from guilt. Then comes exhaustion, misery, depression, addiction. So guilt might just be the catalyst that tanks you and tanks your energy. We all long to be better people, more loving, more aware, more true to ourselves. But when we punish ourselves for our failures by feeling guilty, we can get locked into a cycle of despair and hopelessness that robs us of all clarity about ourselves and the situations we encounter. Right. I just said that. That's what he said. Right? So we get locked into a cycle of despair. Yeah, because it's not just guilt that you feel. I mean, this will tank your energy. This really will. This will make you feel terrible in all aspects of your life. This one situation, this one guilty feeling, it will destroy your life if you keep it in your energetic field and you make a life out of it. Every decision you make is from that what happened. Every choice you make has this in the background. Every word you speak is because of what has happened. We make a life out of this. You are absolutely okay as you are. And it is absolutely natural to go astray from time to time. Just learn from it. Move on. And use the lesson to not make the same mistake again. I said that. This moment, this here and now, is forgotten when you start thinking in terms of achieving something. It's interesting. I love that. I'm going to stop there. So we cannot live here and now accepting what is if we're always trying to accomplish something else. If we're always trying to achieve something else. If we have an intention or a goal that's taking us here, we have to go places, we have things to do. Not sure what this has to do with guilt, but I love Osho's words. In terms of achieving something. Oh, even I guess when guilt, we want to feel better. Let's see. When the achieving mind arises. There he is again. Fox. I'm going to lock him up next time. You lose contact with the paradise you are in. Absolutely. So, okay. So the achieving mind. Inside of my mind, I want this, I want that, I have a goal, I have an intention, I want this person in my life, I want this relationship, I want this job, I want this car, I want this house, I want, I have to achieve, I have things to do. Then we completely lose the joy of existing. Because in existence, without wanting or achieving anything, we can appreciate the sound, the wind, the way a dog feels when you pet him, the way the twinkling, I don't know, of your neighbor's wind chime. When the wind blows through your hair and touches your face, you're like, oh, hey. But when you're so busy trying to achieve something, or so busy getting in your car, you have to go somewhere. So busy the dog is a nuisance. So busy that your neighbor's wind chime is just in the way of you thinking. You lose the essence and the ambiance of existence, of living here in the now. Because the reality is, if I were to take away your mind for a moment, give it to this guy right here. Just put your mind here. All of it. I'll take it all. What is left? What problems do you have right now? I don't mean 5 minutes from now. I don't mean tomorrow. I don't mean 5 minutes ago. I mean right now. Right now. I am sitting in a chair right now. It's actually quite cozy because I have a little cushion here. So I got a cozy chair. I can hear the wind blowing in the trees outside. I have a fire lit. I'm talking to you guys. My dog is barking at the neighbor. I don't see, and even me achieving him stopping, even me wanting him to stop barking at the neighbor, makes me lose this moment right now. It makes me not be able to hear the wind or appreciate the fire or appreciate that I'm speaking to you right now. Because I want the dog to stop barking. I want to achieve that goal. So it's even those baby little simple circumstances that glitch you out of the present moment. So we want to always watch what that mind is doing. Where is that mind telling you to go? What kind of achieving goals are stopping you from living here now? So when the achieving mind arises, like, I want that dog to stop barking. Use contact with the paradise you are in. And remember, the paradise I am in includes the earth external chaos of a barking dog. That is my sadhana, my spiritual practice. Can you maintain paradise and peace and presence in the midst of a quiet, meditative, online live interaction meeting and a very loud, aggressive dog barking? Because there's always going to be a dog barking, or a pop tire, or a cranky neighbor, or a bill that may not be paid, right? It's always there. It's how we walk through those moments that matter. This is one of the most liberating approaches as it liberates you right now. Forget about all the sin. Forget about all the saintliness. So I love that too. Forget about all the sin means, oh my God, all the things that I've done. But forget about all the saintliness. No, I am in perfect alignment. I am a healer. I am perfect. I am a saint. Okay, so then what's everyone else? Just not a saint, right? So be careful of that separation. Be careful of that judgment. Be careful of that label. See the separation there. Both are stupid. Thank you. I love him. Thank you, Osho. Both are stupid. You are not a sin or a saint. You are all the shades of gray in the middle. And you can be a sinner and love and a saint and love. We have to love them all. Because you are and you are not. I am a saint and I am not, right? Both together have destroyed all the joys of humanity because of this major separation, right? The sinner is feeling guilty for all of the things that they've done. So they're just destroying themselves. Stealing, robbing, cheating, I don't know, leaving your friend to die alone, right? Feeling guilty. How can I be happy when I did that? The joy is lost. How can you enjoy life if you are continuously feeling guilty? If you continuously go to the church to confess that you have done this wrong, or that you have done this wrong, and that you have done that wrong, and I've done this wrong, and I've done that wrong, and I've done this that's bad, and I've done that that's bad, and wrong, and wrong, and wrong, and wrong, he says. Your whole life seems to be made of wrong, and of sins, and of bad. How can you live joyously then? How can you? How can you live a life of joy if everything you've done is bad, wrong, stupid? You made mistakes. This person's wrong. That person's bad. Trump, Biden, black, white, bad, all wrong. Everything is wrong. The earth is ending. We're killing the plants and the animals. That's it. We're just all just made self-destruct. So how can you live joyously if that's what's in your mind? Look at that mind. Let's put her back up there. Let's put her back up just for a second. Where is she? I don't want to live like that. Look at her. She's miserable. Okay. It becomes impossible to delight in life, right? How can you love that rose? How can you see it if you're miserable? How can you enjoy the laughter that you hear of the neighbor and the wind chimes, the beauty of the wind chimes, or the little chirping of the birds, or the kindness of a stranger? because you become heavy and loaded. Guilt sits on your chest like a rock. You can't see. It crushes you. And it does not allow you to dance. You will never dance again holding on to this. How can you dance? How can you guilt dance? If I held on to this, how could I even be doing this with you right now? I let my friend die alone. What kind of light worker am I? What kind of person am I? If I let that happen, who would do that? I can't live like that. I wouldn't even be here if I lived like that. I wouldn't be able to appreciate the universe or make amends with my kids or even see her daughter or see what I can do to help now. Share this story with you even. How can guilt sing? Why would you sing? Think of all the terrible things you've done. Don't ever sing. That's what guilt tells you. How can guilt love? And who could love the guilty sinner, right? How can guilt live? So the one who thinks he is doing something wrong is guilty, full of burden, dead before death, has already entered into the grave. Do not make a life here. Do not hold on to guilt. Find it in your energetic field and love it. You cannot find it and destroy it. You cannot find it and hate it. You cannot find it and fight it. Doesn't work because it's just more of what it wants. You have to love it, and it needs a hug and a bubble bath. Put some Epsom salt in there, light some candles, and put your guilt in the bathtub and soak. Soak it and paint its fingernails. It needs a hug. That little guilty girl needs a hug, or boy. He needs some love and forgiveness. It's what that guilt needs. And it may creep up here or there, and you're going to say you need another bubble bath. What about a pint of ice cream? Okay. I am done. I got through 3 cards. Yay! All right, y'all. Happy Sunday. Many blessings. Keep in touch. Oh, tomorrow, for anyone listening, tomorrow at 7, I got some beautiful goddesses coming on. The ladies are getting together. We're figuring out we want to like go dance on the beach with some fire and drums and guitars and just be girls and goddesses. I'm not sure whether I'm going to invite boys yet or not. I'm going to talk to the girls to see if we're okay with boys being there. Otherwise, it's just a girl thing. So any of you ladies out there, check in tomorrow at 7, and then at 8 o'clock will be the regular Kristen O show. I have Gene coming on, who's this pretty amazing guy with an amazing story. I think he owns a radio station. He's got a little Roku channel coming, but more than that, he is sharing his wisdom, his words, his testimony, and his light. So he's a light worker and a hero and a warrior, and he's walking in the light, staying in the light, which is what we need. So I'm honoring him. And I want to hear what he has to say. And then I'll be doing readings the second half of the show. So tune in. One tribe. I love you. Enjoy your week. See you tomorrow. Happy Monday, Sunday. Done. Let's see. I'm going to put that one back on.